There was a time in my life when darkness seemed to envelop everything I knew. As a woman, the weight of expectations, roles, and responsibilities became overwhelming when I lost almost all that defined who I was. People talk about rock bottom as if it's a single, catastrophic event, but for me, it was the sum of countless micro setbacks, disappointments in relationships, shattered dreams, and moments where my voice felt silenced in a world that often asks women to endure quietly. Each morning was a battle against the heaviness of despair, and finding the will to simply rise from bed felt like a victory in itself. The energy that once pushed me to nurture, aspire, and lead now seemed unreachable. In those moments, self-doubt whispered that this was my fate, that the light I carried as a woman, full of ambition and compassion, was gone. Yet even in those deep shadows, something fundamental began to stir inside me. Life, as it stripped away my comforts, exposed the raw core of my feminine resilience. I realized that true strength as a woman isn't about never falling. It's about learning to pick yourself up, reshape your narrative, and seek meaning in pain rather than emptiness. The loss and silence became a canvas for rediscovery. I began to feel gratitude for my inner power and hope. The spark I searched for wasn't somewhere outside. It was quietly burning within, waiting for me to nurture it. The first steps on my path out of darkness weren't dramatic. They were small acts of self-compassion. One morning, I promised myself care, worth, and grace. I made my bed, honoring my space. I started journaling, pouring out the confusion and pain that so many women hold within. My words captured not just tears and longing, but moments of realization and quiet triumph. Writing helped me see how adversity had stretched my heart, sometimes painfully so, but always shaping my capacity for courage. I found comfort in the natural world, in the soft strength of a sunrise, the quiet hope in the way trees endure seasons. Taking walks reminded me of the cycles that define women's lives, the constant change and renewal. I noticed my heart, once hardened by hurt, began to open again. Compassion grew with every milestone, the return of laughter, the courage to reach out and share my experience without embarrassment. Vulnerability became my ally. Opening up to my struggles with other women forged connections stronger than any superficial friendship. My relationships blossomed into networks of support forged in truth and acceptance. As I shared my pain, others shared theirs, and in this web of empathy, light returned slowly. Every story, every embrace, every word of encouragement reinforced the truth. I was never alone in my battles. Reframing my mindset marked another shift. Instead of mourning what I'd lost, I counted what I still had and what I could nurture anew, my talents, my wisdom, my ability to inspire. Success was no longer defined by external achievements, but by the depth of my inner growth. I sought ways to learn and connect through books, conversations, and communities of women with similar journeys. Passion for speaking and storytelling reignited, not for applause, but to lift others up. The journey, of course, wasn't linear. Some days, old doubts returned. But with patience and grace, I learned to let go. Self-compassion became a daily discipline, the courage to honor my process of healing, and the strength to ask for help when needed. Channeling these experiences into my work and voice gave them meaning. My speeches, my stories, carried the lessons of loss and triumph. Vulnerability transformed into strength, authenticity into impact. Women reached out, telling me how my words gave them hope and courage, showing them that their pain and struggles could spark new growth. Through this transformation, I discovered new passions and ways to create impact, exploring technology, growing my voice across platforms, mastering routines that suited my life. Discipline, creativity, and compassion became anchors. Seeking light beyond loss, I found that the deepest growth as a woman often comes from our most difficult moments. Darkness became fertile ground for resilience, innovation, and hope that could illuminate my path and inspire others. So, as I stand before you today, I am living proof that a woman's light can never truly be extinguished, even when life tries its hardest to dim it. Your journey may be filled with trials and moments where hope feels far away, but remember, every challenge you face becomes part of your strength, and every setback can lay the foundation for something beautiful and new. Trust in your resilience, honor your story, and know that your courage can help others find their way out of the darkness too. Move forward with grace, compassion, and the knowledge that within you lies an unstoppable ability to rise, rebuild, and inspire.